How you doing, guys? Today I started putting the rear hitch system back on the RJ35. Things went fairly well, and I'll show you that we did have one issue. A new issue. I've never seen this before, but we will talk about it in a second. As you can tell, the way, as in my prior video, I showed you that there were some brackets that hang down to take that T-bar piece. Well, there it is. The brackets go on the outside, and then the T-bar goes in the center. That goes up through the frame. There's a 4 3/8" bolts that hold it to the frame. And we come up top side. There's the rear hitch, and here is that cross piece I was talking to you about that keeps the hitch from kind of flailing full left and then full right. Just this bar makes contact to the very drive stand, and as I said, it touches the back of the gear case. So from there you have the cable. The lift cable comes right in, bolts to the top of the T piece. It's a 5/16 bolt, 5/16 18. I just tapped the holes, and I used an old bolt because the tractor is patinaed, so I want to use patinaed bolts. That's how I do it. It would look weird with a brand new bolt right there, but just ran the 5/16 bolt through a die, and then just took a tap and tapped out the whole threads to make sure. But from this angle, there's the rear hitch. It's in place. It goes, obviously it slides forwards and backwards this way. The cable's just tight right now. The cable is supposed to have a small hold down. You can see the bolt hole right there. It's a 1/4 20, and just a slight little piece of band iron goes and pinches the sheath to the frame, so that way it doesn't move when you articulate the lift arm. I haven't put it in yet. Actually, I don't even have one. I gotta make it real quick. 1 2 3. And as you can see, the cable just runs along and attaches to the lift arm itself. Okay, I'm going to go on to the other side and we'll talk about the issue. Now on the other side of the tractor, as you can tell, the lift cable comes around. There's another 5/16 bolt here that holds the cable end in place. It's mounted on the back side, and then there's just 2 nuts to just kind of keep it from flopping off the bolt. The lift arm comes up, and here it is. Here's the lift arm stop, is right there. Comes up, then here's your actuator button, which actually actuates your thing. Now here's the issue. I've never seen this before, and it's part of the reason why I love working on these tractors. The actual lift cable, this lift cable is an original RJ35 lift cable. Let me just start off by that. But it's not original to this tractor. And for whatever reason, it's too darn short. If you try to get this thing to clip into it just won't go. Sorry, I'm trying to push it. It just won't go. It's just too short. It's about 1/4 inch too short. I've never seen it. And trust me, it's straight as an arrow. There's no slack in the cable right there. Clearly, there's no slack in the cable here. You can see that it's straight as an arrow. But if I let off on it, there's the tension's off. Then I put the tension back on. But no matter how hard I try to cram this lift arm back, it doesn't lock. So, to the drawing boards, what I'm going to ultimately do is I'm going to make an offset bolt. I'll take a 5/16 bolt and I'll just make an offset, like about 1/4 inch, and with that'll move my pivot point. I'm not going to re-drill this. I'm going to leave this a little, I don't want to re-drill the original arm. I don't want to get a file and hog out the hole or anything stupid like that. So I'll just unbolt this, take this 5/16 bolt off, and I'll just make basically a 5/16 bolt that goes through, and then probably I'll probably use like a piece of threaded rod you know, and I'll bend the threaded rod so that way I'll have a nut on this side and I'll have a nut on the other side, and that will just offset the pivot point behind this arm, so you won't even see it, but it'll give me just enough extra slack so I can get this arm to go back and lock in, because it just won't go. Just when you thought this video was over, this is my fix for the short cable. Just took a piece of 5/16 18 threaded rod, heated it up with the torch, and bent it as tight as I possibly could. I put these two nuts in place, so those are going to be the back stops. One for the cable to back up to, and for the lift arm to back up to, so that way I could put a nylon nut on either end of this, and that will hold the cable in place, also let it allow it to pivot. But on this side I will mount this solidly to the lift arm, and what I'm going to do is I'm actually going to rotate it in such a position that you can't even see it. It'll just look totally stock. So I'm going to take this over to the tractor. I'm going to loosely affix it so that way we can take a look and see how it's going to work. Sorry about the crazy camera angle. It's the best I could do with what I have. So essentially what I have is the lift arm is in the locked position, so it's in locked back, therefore the hitch is in the highest position. We have our lift cable here. Obviously it's too short for whatever reason. Again, I don't know. But here's the fix. I'm going to take this little S threaded rod that I made, and I'm going to eventually get a nylon nut so this thing I can lock it down and it isn't going to move. And as you can see, it actually, I'm just going to unhook this. Just slide that on. There it is. Now it's in the locked position, in the back position. And I'm just going to rotate this up enough so when you look from the side of the tractor, you're not going to see it. The cable will be locked in. It'll work as it should. Actually, I just have to push down the hitch. There you go. And once I lock it back, just like it's supposed to be, the cable will be in the proper position. I may even just tweak that up just a little bit. And then, like I said, from the side of the tractor, you'll never know that I have this little weirdo S hookup thing going on for the cable. So that's a quick fix for me. That way I don't have to modify the arm or try to modify the cable. Just make a quickie, put it together. The tractor is just a show tractor. It's not going to be ever worked. And if somebody really wants to get crazy and try to fix it, I guess they can do it. All right, guys. Thank you very much for your interest again, and I look forward to speaking with you shortly. Bye.